can stop a god.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Vecna, Eve of Ruin, right here on Dork Tales, coming to you live from not Gen Con. We couldn't afford it, but hey, we're here. No, we stayed to keep you entertained while all of the other people are out there having lots of fun, and we might have a special guest today. You never know. There is going to be a lot of fun tonight here on Vecna, Eve of Ruin, and if you have not been watching, you have missed a lot of fantastic stuff that has happened involving lizards and spider dragons and breath that did not involve shooting tiny spiders at people, especially not Robin. But we're going to be getting into that in just a minute. Before we do, though, I need to thank you all for being here. And thank you all, everybody who joined the Patreon this month. Keeping the Patreon afloat really helps Dork Tales out, and I cannot thank you enough for joining the Patreon. If you'd like to join and get your name at the end of the episode, as well as a bunch of additional perks, head to patreon.com/dorktales right now. And hey, while we're talking about amazing people like our patrons, let's introduce our cast, starting with Christine.
Hello, I'm Christine. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I am playing Rosie Thistledrop, our artificer, artillerist, rock gnome of the group, who also uses she, her pronouns.
Fantastic. Who also uses she, her pronouns is Robin.
Hello, everyone. I'm Robin. I use she, her pronouns. I'm second in gamer in the chat. And I apologize if I'm yawny and or spacey. I was up early for a flight back home, and I feel very disoriented, and I have trouble putting my thoughts together right now. So this will be fun.
Yeah,
You're
I was
make
awake
all of us yawn all night.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I put you on
I'm
that
gonna go
plane,
get
Robin.
another energy drink.
Me too. I'm
Yeah,
also
but that-
yummy.
I went back to bed
Yeah,
afterwards,
but-
though, so, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't go back to bed.
I mean, you could have. You could have. Anyway, down beneath you, we've got Big Daddy himself. It's Chris.
Hello, I'm Chris. I use he, him, or they, them pronouns, and really happy to be here tonight. I'm playing Gaunt, the reborn. The reborn
wow.
Hexblade Warlock.
Piece of
I-
shit.
I'm tired too.
Yeah,
Instead
I
of putting
forgot-
somebody on a plane, I was trying to put a child to sleep all night.
Same
I
thing.
forgot to say what my character was.
Too late.
Too.
It's now a mystery. What are you, Robin?
I am a moon elf, way of the astral self.
Beautiful. And Chris, you got through yours, right?
Oh yeah.
Hexblade Warlock? All right. If
Hexblade
only we
Warlock.
had... Yeah, I'm really thirsty. I wish I had a smoothie. Luckily, we have a blender, and it's Jen.
Hello, I am Jen. I use she, her pronouns, and I am rewind, start again. I'm Jen. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Imogen the Blender, our human fighter who is now a level 12 fighter and is scary with.
Oh, I
So
wasn't
many hit
talking about
points.
Imogen. I was talking about Jen, because Jen is running the final episode of Technocracy Zero Sum on Sunday, and she's going to blend us. It's going to be awful.
It's either going to be the final episode because everybody dies, or it's going to be the final episode because you do some things, or it's going to be the final episode plus there's going to be a little epilogue. We're not sure yet, but
I mean,
it
there could be
depends. You
an
might
epilogue
save the
even.
world.
This, honestly,
probably
it's had it coming. Have you seen it recently? Yeah. Speaking of something else that has it coming, it's our special guest star for the next sequence. It is Millie Hearted.
Oh my gosh, that's me, Millie Hearted and or Bunny Mimi. I don't know how to combine Bunny and Millie. It doesn't work very well. I'm Millie and or Bunny Hearted. She and or they and them are cool with me. I'm a Gemini, the most attractive of signs. And I'm here. Do I get to reveal who I'm playing? It's probably pretty.
It's on the screen.
It's not super obvious because the character's now human. So.
Yeah, I did Photoshop the ears off today. So.
Oh, you know what? The name is there. Perfect. Awesome. I'm back as Tana Starbell, the Astral Elf Exile Warlock, who made a pact with the space between the stars, who's now a human. You might know her from such games as Spelljammer and Exploding at the End of the World.
Man, Exploding at the End of the... I'm going to write that down. That's a great name for a book.
It kind of is, yeah.
Exploding at the End of the world.
Because there's the restaurant at the edge of the
wearing
universe
glasses
in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
So reflective. They're gonna live in my hat for a little bit.
There's
Honestly,
a
they're gonna be
few.
a hat for a little bit.
Yeah, there's a few at the end of the universe type things.
Yeah, Exploding at the End of the World sounds like a John Green novel.
Mm.
The Fault in Our Stars, Exploding
It
at the End
kinda
of the
does,
Universe.
yeah.
Hey, folks, I need to let you all know something. I love you, and I'm so happy that you're spending this Gen Con weekend with us. I also need to thank our sponsor, Bookworm Games. Bookworm Games is where we get all of the best dice in the world, including these Phoenix Feather dice that I'm going to torment the players with tonight, with a 17 to start off. This is going to be a good night. You can also get tea. You can get a ton of stuff there. And, hey, there is now a new Patreon that they have launched for their Familiar Forge, and I am very pleased to show you what it is like. Everybody head to Familiar Forge 320. I'll also drop the link in the chat here, but go check it out. It is a place where you can check out all of their different 3D prints, all of their, like, basically familiars you can take home. There's I'm pretty sure that's a flump, guys. I'm pretty sure they've got flumps. And you know how we feel about flumps on this channel. We are pro flump.
This is my
I mean, do
familiar
you
from
see
them that
their
Caitlin got for me.
That's
Little
so
axolotl.
cute. How much do you like it? A
I
lot.
love it. An axolotl.
You love it, an axle. Yeah, that's fair. So dumb. I love it. They are a fantastic sponsor. If you use code DorkTales on their website, you will save 15%, which is honestly a really good amount of money. They also have free shipping worldwide if you spend 100 Canadian or more. And if you spend less, it's still really reasonable shipping. So you should definitely consider going and supporting them right now, because they're a wonderful sponsor. I'll also be hanging out with them in October when we're down at Big Bad Con, where we are going to be down in San Francisco running a bunch of events. I'll tell you more about that when we get closer to it. Other big announcements before we begin are that tonight's game is going to be a little bit shorter. Bunny is joining us all the way from the east coast of Canada, or the east coast of somewhere, and it is very far in the future. In fact,
I'm reporting live from the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, where it's 4 hours ahead of everyone else in Dork Tales.
I know
Uh,
that feels
not
like, because my schooling is also like that far ahead, and technically my final assignment was supposed to be due at midnight, except it's 8 p.m. my time.
Wolf.
Luckily I got an
You still
extension, so it's
got
fine.
40
oof.
40 minutes.
Just
I got an extension, it's fine.
Okay, good.
Mostly
It's-
because the prof gave everyone extensions, because he gave everyone extensions for the previous 2 assignments and was like, well, I don't want you to write this in a week, so you have an extension. I was like, great.
as a former professor, mood. I absolutely just take more time. I don't want to grade your papers either. So, you know, you do you.
never got extensions.
You never got extensions because you're a science student. You didn't earn them.
Yeah.
Not like us. All right, folks, we're going to be starting game in just a second. Thank you so much to Bookworm Games for being our sponsor. I also have some more sponsorship stuff I'll be dropping in the next couple days. But the last announcement that I have to make to you is that 1 week from this Tuesday, over on our Patreon, is the beginning of it's the beginning of something big. It is the beginning of Descent into Avernus. If you like Descent into Avernus, or Avernus if you're nasty, go and join the Patreon, where you're going to be able to see every other week an episode of Descent into Avernus ran by our very own Cal Vincent and starring myself and many more. As Millie just posted in the chat, because we're mostly Canadian, it's basically Avernus. Oh, eh? Oh, going to hell, don't you know? You know, Just a little hell. As a treat.
Just a ripper.
Isn't that Saskatchewan?
We're going to the hell where you can see your dog run away for days. Great. Okay, all right. Oh god, the final boss is Brett Butt from Corner Gas. Canadian jokes. 5 people get them, but they're obsessed with them. I'm really surprised there wasn't a Brett Butt joke in Deadpool and Wolverine. Anyway, I'm really surprised Brett Butt didn't cameo as a variant Wolverine. That would have been great. That guy totally has a Bob Hoskins vibe. Anyway, folks, without further ado, I think it is time for us to head into, I almost said descent into Avernus, into Vecna, Eve of Ruin, here on Dork Tales. So, without further ado, let us begin. Last time on Descent into Avernus, you traveled deep into the depths of Webb's Edge. A temple, a meeting site for those who worship the dark goddess Lolth. There you encountered Kararak, the dragon spider, who had the first piece of the Rod of 7 Parts. After soundly trouncing that ancient beast and the yokel assistant that dwelled by its side, you made your way back to the sanctum. It was there that you met with Milena, Illustriel's wife. Now, Elena was filling in while her wife rested up, the wish spell having absolutely drained all 3 of the Archmage's minds and bodies. In fact, at one point, you even had a brief guest appearance by Tasha as she came down to steal some... You guys harvested the dragon, didn't you? Were you eating the dragon? I feel like you were eating the dragon. Oh no, you ordered a ton of meat.
Yeah, we
That's
ordered
right.
a ton of meat. Auroch and stuff. Roasted Auroch.
Roasted Auroch sounds fantastic. She came down and did that and then went back to watch Hex Flicks. That's what it was. So from there, you were told that the next place you had to go was deep inside of the Astral Sea. And as you prepared for that journey, Milena made a phone call, a sending stone call, to an old friend who had done several adventuresome missions. You only heard part of the phone call, but, well, the stone call. But when she came back, she talked about her friend who had brought down a fascist elven imperium in the stars. It seemed like a good fit. The friend would be arriving via teleportation early the next morning, which gave you all plenty of time to rest and catch your breath. Was anyone doing anything in particular that night? Gaunt, you don't have to sleep, but what about the rest of you?
I would be going through the rest of the items until I found like another one to kind of trade in the spider staff for, and just spending my time. If there's a library or anything, maybe doing a little bit of reading or something like that. Perhaps even like taking a little notebook and making some comments on the descriptions people would have told me about how the food tasted.
Okay, that sounds good. Is there anything in particular you're researching inside of the library?
At this point, maybe if there's any information about the rod.
Absolutely. Why don't you go ahead and make me an Arcana roll with advantage using the library?
That'll be an 18.
An 18? Searching through the library, you can see that there are books of every esoteric topic imaginable there. It is not particularly difficult, and before long, you are able to find a book that extols all of the powers of the rod. You know that this This is a very, very powerful magic item. So powerful, in fact, that each one of its pieces grants a different mystical ability. So, Chris, you have full access to the D&D Beyond write-up of this, if you'd like to look it up. But I will just give everybody a little bit of information that you've gained. Eons ago, a war between the primordials and the gods scarred the planes of existence. A demon lord named Mishka, the wolf spider, eventually pushed the primordials' enemies to the brink of annihilation. Desperate to save themselves and their allies, a powerful group of elemental beings called the Wind Dukes of Akka rose against Mishka. Committed to the concept of law, the Wind Dukes descended from a people called the Vati, who once ruled many worlds. 7 Wind Dukes wove their power into an artifact called the Rod of Law. The Dukes used the rod to imprison Mishka on the plane of Pandemonium. As a result, the rod shattered into 7 parts that were scattered throughout the multiverse. The rod thus became known as the Rod of 7 Parts. Now, the rod can't be attuned to while it is broken. While holding one piece of the rod, you know the general location of the next consecutive piece, as the rod yearns to be a complete artifact. Multiple rod pieces can be assembled into one piece or disassembled again, each requiring an action, although a particularly complete rod doesn't gain any other abilities. Additionally, while holding one piece of the broken rod, you can use an action to cast a spell associated with that piece, as listed on the rod pieces table that I will explain to you. So, the first piece grants you the spell Commune, or Commune, I suppose I should say. Once it is aligned, you believe it counts as a magic weapon, worth a +3. It gives you, it has spell casting, charges equal to 7, that it regains 1d4 +3 expended daily at dawn while holding the rod. You can expend 1 charge to cast any of the spells in the rod pieces table. You can also use an action to cast Detect Evil and Good from the rod without using any charges. And if you are not of a lawful alignment, you find your worldview, it will influence you toward law, not good, just law. So yes, it is a quite powerful piece, but holding on to it should basically act as something of a dowsing rod to drag you to the next location. You know that it's in the astral sea, but beyond that, you'll have to basically follow your nose. As you're researching into the night, there is a sound over your shoulder. Spending a bit of time researching, are we? Mordenkainen coughs into his hand, exhaustion clear on his pale skin.
I want to know what this could do to help us get rid of this threat.
It will have the power to overtake the lich that would be God. What brings you... What keeps you up at night, Gaunt?
Can't sleep.
Would you like to sleep?
I don't think that's possible.
It's...
Yes, I would.
How long has it been since you died?
Honestly, I didn't count. I don't really know.
It's not worth remembering your life.
So
Do you
distant,
remember?
it's foggy.
Ah.
I'm not even sure it happened.
Well, you exist here, so you must have lived at one point.
I know I did. But
Or are there seams beneath your robe where someone stitched you into being? Ah, a poor joke. Excuse me. My exhaustion is playing havoc with my ability to tell a good joke, as well as souring my humors.
so this rod,
Yes.
I can see why the chime might be helpful, but which of the abilities of this rod? Is there anything in particular that you had in mind to use against Vecna?
Yeah, all of its powers are useful in weakening him.
Enough to use the chime.
Yes. To make the chime foolproof. It also will be able to help you locate him. Merely holding the rod in your possession should be enough to overcome his arcane resistance. At least to a competent spellcaster. You seem to be a competent spellcaster, although you, It's strange. I can't help but look at you with a bit of condescension. You are well read, obviously. Your research methods are good. But you didn't study. You didn't learn of your own power. I am not certain who it is. He takes a faltering step toward you. That you serve? But when the time comes, I expect you to put the fate of the universe in front of whatever infernal pact or otherwise you may have.
I'll look at him and just stare him unblinking and just say, my entire existence is based on trying to destroy Vecna. The universe be damned.
Good. Good, then we agree. So long as Vecna's destroyed at the end of this, that is the most important thing. Aside from the universe being saved, you know. But should the Lich not be able to rise again, that would save us a lot of legwork. I would hate to be dragged into this type of fool's errand a second or third time down the road.
Perhaps then I'll be able to sleep more permanently.
Perhaps. If not sleep well, then rest well. Gaunt. He will pat you on the shoulder. 2 quick claps of his hand. And give you a sparkle-eyed wink. Meanwhile, the rest of you. Lir'wen. Trancing takes a mere 4 hours. What is the rest of your night looking like? Do you wander around the sanctum? Do you sneak out into the city proper?
Well, we're in a demi-plane, yes?
You
Is it
are...
just-
You are not at a demi-plane. You are actually in Sigil.
Yeah, Lir'wen's that was told not to do it, but curiosity
Okay.
didn't get her anywhere.
So, as you are wandering around, are you being particularly stealthy about this?
Oh yeah, she's gonna
Okay, can you please make me
pull up her-
a stealth check versus Imogen and Rosie's passive perception?
while sleeping.
You can do it with advantage.
All right, extra life die. Will you betray me today?
I hope so.
I hope not. All right, that's a 7 and 17. So stealth is a 22.
22. I'm pretty sure that nobody beats a 22 on a passive perception. So, sneaking out into Sidgal, you make your way outside of the sanctum proper. And I was not expecting you to leave the sanctum, so give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Just to see where it is located specifically. So, the Sigil Sanctum is...
Sorry. 3
No, it's
for a
okay.
loop.
It's totally okay. Well, they don't really say where it is, right? So it is just in Sanctum. Carefully Sanctum secrecy, bringing guests here after meeting them in a neutral location. So basically, you would have to sneak through one of the portals inside of the room, which you could easily do. Do you want to just head out through one of the portals? It appears... So I guess technically it isn't a demiplane in that it is... Well, the building is sealed and secret, but exists in the realm of Sigil. So to go out, you'd have to go through one of these portals.
Okay, maybe not this night. Maybe she'll...
Okay.
Wander
I'm not
around
telling
the
you you
sanctum
can't, but you absolutely can.
No,
We're just gonna roll some weird dice if you do.
No. If it does, no, just Lir'wen would probably search around her immediate area, and then maybe next time she'll get bored and go out to the city. But she'll first sneak out. If it's going through a portal, she's not gonna quite go
Sounds
through
good.
a portal yet.
Well, inside of the sanctum proper, you've got the library, you've got the workroom, you've got the lounge, you have the spare bedroom, you have... the library is quite large. Like, I'm talking like it's a Strixhaven library. Quite huge. You have the parlor, the lounge, the workspace, and then 4 bedrooms. One of which is obviously Tasha's, one of which is Illustriel and Melina's, and one of them is Mordenkainen's.
She'll probably head to the workshop, see what's going on in there.
So, the workshop is clear this time of night. The curio cabinets are still lining the walls, and you can see that there are places where several people have gone through them, picking out different items to equip themselves with. This is where you were summoned in. Is there anything in particular you'd like to equip yourself with here?
I forget if I said this at the end of last game or not, but Lir'wen's gonna swap out the bag of beans for an earring of message. So she'll
Sounds good.
take out an earring and hop in an ornate-looking one from the cabinet, and then. So that's where we were summoned before. Then maybe she'll head into the library and start like.
So, as you
seeing
step
what's
out,
there.
as you step out into the main area, you are going to see a figure moving across the main parlor. It's Mordenkainen, and he steps into the library and begins a conversation that you can overhear. What sounds like with Gaunt.
Well, if Mordenkainen's gone.
You're gonna do.
Curious.
All right, go ahead. So you're a punk. Let's do it. Heading up into Mordenkainen's room. It's not it's not bound or blocked or anything like that. It's a simple, small room. Each one of these singular bedrooms is, I mean, it's about a 20 by 20 foot space. Each one of them is comfortable, possessing a bed, a stairwell up and down, a small washroom, no more than a toilet and sink. The actual bathing facilities are elsewhere inside of here. There is a desk and a chair, comfortable enough that someone would come here and stay for a bit, but wouldn't want to necessarily live out of here. You imagine that Illustriel's is far more opulent. However, looking around his room, you can see that, much like a wizard of his pedigree, there are quite a few spell books and collections of notes spread across the desk. Do you poke around?
100%.
Okay. Sounds good. Make me an investigation check. We'll see what you can find.
All right. Let's be nosy. Nope, I rolled a 2. Plus 2 is 4.
4. You're looking around like, I mean, it's wizard research. It's not particularly useful to you. However, spending a couple of minutes poking around, you are going to find a little bulge in his mattress. Peering beneath it, do you go check?
Oh, yeah.
There is a black bag of holding tucked beneath it.
Stick my hand in it.
All right. Inside of it, you are going to find a mundane silver chain bearing a sword-shaped pendant inlaid with black diamonds. Worth enough to buy a small house.
Do I recognize the symbol at all?
Nah, it kind of just looks like the type of, like, it looks like the over-blinged stuff you'd find in, like, a cabinet at, like, TJ Maxx. Right? Like, right next to the lion pendant. You'll also find a magically preserved, a flawlessly preserved leather-bound journal.
How long has it been?
Right now, about 5 minutes.
No, I respect privacy. I respect that privacy that much. One's journal is for their own eyes only.
Okay. You gonna peek around the room again real quick? You could probably look around a little bit more to see if you find any other cool loot.
Yeah, she's gonna not take the chain. She's gonna keep that. That's his. She's just curious what the great Mordenkainen keeps in his room.
Okay, make me
So
one
I
more
will
investigation check.
Okay. Dice, don't fail me, please. That's a natural 20.
Okay.
So 22.
Okay. Looking around the desk again, you'll quickly, like, poke around, and what catches your eye is a smudge. As if someone set an ink quill down on one of the notes, thoughtlessly. Something in your training, your monk training, kind of strikes you as something that's, this scene is discordant with the harmony of the universe. The notes on the desk, you rifle through them quickly. They're written awkwardly. You can't really make sense of, like, what these mystical notes are about. Perhaps he took them from someone else, or perhaps he's researching someone else's work. Because this doesn't make sense. This doesn't look like Mordenkainen wrote these. You don't have the arcane backing to understand them, but you know from his reputation that he is very methodical, and these are hastily written. Like, this is like undergrad work. Like, competent, but like kind of awkward. And you'll also notice that do you take any time to flip through the books or the notes at all?
Yeah, I'll take a bit if I feel like I have time.
Okay. Flipping through the books real quick. You'll notice one more strange thing, and that's he must have his spell books placed elsewhere, or maybe that journal is a spell book back in the bag, because the spell books here don't have any any of his named spells in them. Like Mordenkainen's Faithful Watchdog, Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion. Like, you're not seeing any in these spell books.
Huh.
Can you make me a perception roll?
Yeah, my passive perception is 19.
You hear the sound
that-
of someone walking below you.
Below me, like coming up.
Like walking across the central parlor.
Lir'wen's going to quickly make sure nothing looks like disturbed, and try and gracefully exit the room.
Nice. Give me a stealth roll.
All right. I have concerns about Mordenkainen. I
Everybody
have
does.
concerns. Oh, okay. Yep. That's a 19, 24.
As you are wandering, sneaking out, you are going to see the shape of Mordenkainen's robe head into the workspace. And you're going to hear a muttered, "Seriously, they could burn this entire place down? Who uses natural candles? Mystical flame would do far better." As he begins putting some of the lights out. Basically dadding.
There's the shot of like Lir'wen a la Spider-Man in the rafters just above.
I'll allow it.
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun. All right. And with that
Single bead
is
of sweat.
a single bead of sweat. That actually, you know what? Just because you brought it up, I'm going to spend a hurt them more. Can you please do me a favor and make me a Constitution plus stealth roll to see how long you can hold that
Okay, so use my con instead of
your dex?
Okay. Con check or con save?
Con check. So basically, you just replace your Constitution in place of your dex score.
Yeah, no worries. I just want to make sure if it was a save, because I have a mind cloak of protection, so that gives me +1 for saves. That's a 9.
It's a 9. Okay.
No, I'm gonna spend determination to make that a
14, 13.
13.
You hold tight to the ceiling above the central meeting area. Mordenkainen steps out, and sure enough, that bead of sweat you joked about slowly rolls down your tattoo to the tip of your nose. It elongates like a stalagmite, or stalactite, I suppose, stretching until it falls. I can't do like the bloop noise, but
Yeah, the bloop. Krista can do it excellently.
I know. But Krista's not here.
I know.
It falls, tumbling through the air, and lands directly on Mordenkainen's shoulder, missing his big, bald head by about 5 inches. He pauses for half a second, looks over his shoulder, the other shoulder. Hello? Gaunt? Do turn the lights out when you're done. We have to rely on these folk to save the world. I pity the world, he says as he ascends the stairwell grumpily, leaving you to breathe a sigh of relief. Imogen or Rosie, what are you doing?
Sleeping? I'm a human.
Fair. Fair.
I think Rosie's probably asleep by this point.
Can I get Jen? Can you roll me a wisdom save?
Sure. Oh, that's actually not bad. 14?
Okay. The dreams are often the same. Tonight is no exception, but it's one of the better ones. You are in the void. Blackness stretches out infinitely around you. However, you're not alone. Imogen sits in front of you on the floor and looks up at you with that same perplexed look on her face, her scar reversed as if you'd been looking into a mirror. In a way, you have. There's a deck of cards in front of you, and each of you have a spread in your hands. Got any threes?
Oh, look, do I have any threes?
Yes, several. You have 3 threes and a 2.
Lovely. I'll hand one over.
So, when are you going to do something? I'm getting bored of waiting.
What are you waiting for?
Anything. Look, Imogen. You're boring the fuck out of me.
That seems
Every
like a
night.
you problem.
I'm trapped here with you every time you sleep. It's not my fault you invented me to stop from going insane.
Okay, fair point.
So, looking at her, you look at the altered version of yourself, of the one that you may have called Nagomi. Look, I just want you to do something. I'm so bored. I want you to fucking kill something bigger than yourself, or I want you to kill... I mean, what about...
Just killed a freaking spider dragon.
Oh, yeah, sure, that was you. I'm pretty sure that it got paralyzed by the elf.
I mean, there were other people there. I can't stop them from also attacking.
Fine. But, like, go out, get drunk, get, like, rich. Get... I don't know. Do we want to get laid? Do we want to get, like, famous again? Like, what do we want?
Ugh.
On both? Yeah, fair. I've seen the men in this city, and I've seen the women in this city, and neither of them are particular. Which city are we even in? Are we still in Baldur's Gate, or are we in... We were in Neverwinter last time you dredged me up.
We're somewhere. I don't know. There's wizards. Stupid.
We're in Candlekeep?
No, I can't remember what it's called.
Alright, whatever.
Yeah. Apparently we were accidentally summoned and now have a great destiny or something. Gotta go shove a rod up someone's ass. I don't know.
Okay, well let's... I mean... Are we into that? Are you into that? Wait, is this a...
Not really.
This is a violence thing, right?
Yeah, it's
Oh, well then hell yes.
What else would
Then
it
hell
be?
yes. Look, you had 100 years to kill. I've thought of all sorts of weird things.
No, that's
There was like 5 years where I just kept thinking about this stand of lemonade and this duck that came. Anyway, it was just awful.
Yeah, that was not a good bit of time. No, there's apparently more violence to come, so I'm
Good.
hopeful.
Good. I'll take that back to the Council of Imogens, and hopefully we'll be all satisfied with that.
Yeah, hopefully. You really should decorate in here.
With what?
You have cards. Do something. I don't know. You do something in here and I'll do something out there. How about that?
You have to dream something in here for me to decorate it with. And so far, your dreams are way too drunk or sad for me to really work with.
I don't have much to work with, so... Alright, I'll find something.
Are you really going to stick this out?
Good. I don't know.
I know you almost ran when you saw him.
Yeah.
Why don't you just tell him to go away if you don't want him around?
As far as I remember, has that ever worked in the past?
Well, then try stabbing him. That usually scares them off.
Yeah, but I don't really want to do that.
Why? You want him around?
No, I don't know. I just don't want to stab him, okay?
All right. It's your turn.
Do you have any twos?
Oh, fuck off. She'll throw a 2 at you. Hey, stupid game.
We could play something else, but we've played a lot of them, so...
That's because you're the idiot who could only remember 3 games.
I didn't play cards very much before, and I was too busy doing things, and then now I'm doing other things in taverns rather than playing cards with people. No one wants to play cards with me, so...
Well, to be fair, you did get pretty good at them.
Only the 3 that I know.
I mean...
I'm not playing Go Fish in a tavern.
Fair. Although there was that one up in the 10 towns that really would have liked that. I forget what its name was. You know the one. The one with the singing... The singing fish on the wall.
Right.
Yeah.
Imogen's gonna think of the singing fish so that it appears in here.
Oh boy. One moment.
Hey, look, a decoration.
So, summoning Old Bitey to the wall, you are going to summon. So, Old Bitey is a mounted. Oh god, what type of fish is it? It is a singing fish that is mounted to the wall inside of Bryn Shander. So, you are going to summon a knucklehead trout, which kind of looks like what would happen if a trout was part red rhinoceros. It was pulled by out of the icy depths of Mare Duladon and was caught by a human rogue and then mounted. It is going to start singing. There's a place I like to go, farther up the river's flow. Where it is I do not know, must be under all that snow. It keeps shimmying as it's singing.
Too much?
And as it, as Nagomi starts to cuss you out, you are going to awaken to sunbeams coming through the skylight.
Oh yeah, that's about right.
Coffee? You'll hear from across the room as Osric looks up from his book with a saucer in his hand.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, I can do that. Rosie's already awake. Now, Rosie, what did you do all night?
I think Rosie experimented with like some of her tools, maybe tinkered with Boom Boom a little, ate a lot of meat and potatoes, and went to sleep.
So, you're going to have a pretty good night. You're going to sleep through most of it. And then, early in the morning, you're going to hear, bing! Coming from your bag. Bing!
I'm gonna look in my bag.
It
Why
is
my bag binging?
your
leave
sending
something on?
stone. Your sending stone is going to be vibrating.
Oh, I'll answer it.
It looks like you have some incoming friend requests. From Soul Tome, a new social media site for
Who's trying to friend request me?
you have a friend request from Arlen Maddow.
Oh! Accept.
There are a bunch of unread messages on your stone that are like, hey, it's Arlen. I was wondering, remember that time we went out to the pub? Her soft yet very drunk Eladrin voice is going to play over your stone. When we went out to the pub and there was that nightmare chicken leg pub that we went on the pub crawl. This is Arlen. Rosie,
Messages, right?
it was just a message. Rosie, I need to know. Look, do you have Cloud's information, the Tabaxi? Because I think I found their sister. I was at an opera, and it got set on fire. Not me. It wasn't me. But I'm pretty sure I saw a Tabaxi that looked just like Cloud.
I remember that episode.
Call me back. Also, this is Arlen. Hey, bye. Click.
Did Rosie get Cloud's info?
I don't know. Imogen or or
Yeah.
Jen, would Cloud have had a Soul Tome account?
Yeah, probably. She might not
Okay.
have used it much, but she had one.
It's just like a gray face profile. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, you absolutely can look that up.
I'll forward it to Arlen.
Okay. And then from that night, you'll also still have you'll have some spicy memes sent to you from Horseshoe Gardenia, and what looks like some just like random dog pictures from Riff Ruff,
Nice.
with the caption going, "Hey, that's my cousin." Oh, you also have one unread message from the Edagon Institute of Arcane Technology.
Oh shit. Check.
It requires 3-factor authentication to sign in. And it will, yeah, it does take quite a while to get into that. 10 minutes later. Oh, by the way, can you make me an Arcana roll to do the 3-factor authentication?
Okay. Arcana. That is 26.
26? Okay, it still takes you about 15 minutes, but you're able to get in. You load it up, and your application is processing.
Okay. That's not denied.
It went from submitted to in process or processing.
All right. That's promising. Promising.
It's like the
Okay.
CRA where you get a notification that you have a notification. So you have
Also
a
like
panic
most
attack.
Universities.
Yep. So you have a panic attack at 3 a.m. You try to log in. You're locked out until 6 a.m. because that's when their servers turn on. Because the internet needs to wake up too, of course.
Listen, let's not bring the anxiety of 2-factor authentication. I
Oh, that's fair.
thought I had my data stolen this
Oh,
weekend.
that's fair.
so-
That was last week. Yeah, that was fun. All right, so you are going to be able to do that.
Nice.
And with that, you are going to hear the sound of shuffling. Now, you slept in the bed upstairs, right? You took the bed to yourself?
Yeah, probably. I mean, if it was there and nobody else tried for it.
I
All
think
right.
you did, yeah. I think you went for the bed.
All right.
Sprawl out. Boom Boom's probably perched on like the headboard or something.
So you're going to hear a little knock at your door.
Rosie, it's Osric. I could hear you celebrating.
Oh, hey. What's up?
Are you decent?
Always. She's in like a really tiny camisole and shorts.
He opens the door, looks at the cheesecake.
All right. Well, hey, it's your standards, not mine. Look, would it be possible if I got a hold of the bed next time? This couch stuff is for the birds at my age.
Do they not give enough beds? It's kind of stingy.
I don't think they... I mean, I could ask if they could summon a bed. I mean, Morton Kyden is here. Doesn't he have some type of, magnificent McMansion or something like that?
Sounds about right.
I'd settle for a magnificent manse. I'd settle for a magnificent townhouse. I'd settle for a magnificent motel.
Fair. I mean, it was really comfy, so... Yes?
All right, good. Anyway,
If you're
if
not
you're
comfortable harassing for a bed, I can certainly do it.
please harass away. I have very few years left on any plane of existence, and I'd prefer not to have them turned into a toad. Again. Anyway. Ask
If
Lir'wen.
I do this, though,
Yes.
and I devolve into toadishness,
Yes.
you need to fix it.
Good. I was worried you were going to say I had to lick you, and I don't think that...
I mean, if that's the way you fix it, I suppose I can put up with it. But
I have never had any complaints before, and if you're a psychedelic toad, I would definitely like to see what's on the other side.
gross, and I didn't need to know that.
But psychedelic toads? There are books down in the
Well,
library.
I knew
you could
about
read.
that. I went to
Oh, good.
Strixhaven.
Do you want coffee?
Yes.
Good. And you shouldn't be offended about the other thing if you went to Strixhaven. Honestly, the number of wizards that have picked up oral herpes from Strixhaven or HPV is beyond comprehension.
Osric,
Miss?
you're old.
Not that old.
Old
but-
enough.
Okay, well, I'll put the brew on, and then you can,
Who knows? There's always time for a third act resurrection.
She'll give him a suspicious side-eye look.
Look, it wouldn't be the first time that it's happened. It happened to a friend of mine named Valen.
Coffee.
Cream?
No, black like my soul.
So lots of sugar. All right. And he will shut the door and go make you coffee. And that is the way that your day.
Excellent. I snookered somebody else into making me coffee.
Yes. Now, meanwhile, across the multiverse, we find ourselves in a tavern. Now, this tavern is quite jaunty, quite, quite crowded, quite raucous. There's a bar fight over in the corner. There's all manner of strange creatures here on the Rock of Brawl. In fact, nearby, you can see, as the camera pans across, that there is a huge, hippopotamus-shaped being wearing a jaunty captain's hat, sitting at a table with someone that we have not met in Vecna before. Millie, please describe Tana for everyone.
Sure. So Tana looks to be a human in her sort of mid to late 40s at this point. She's got a little bit of weather under her eyes, but still a fair amount of sparkle in them. Some of that sparkle might be quite literal. She's wearing sort of a Red Riding Hood style shawl over very simple clothes, and she's got several satchel bags completely overflowing with books. She also has a telescope at her hip instead of a sword, like a nerd.
So,
The hippopotamus man, the GIF, leans closer, and you can see as well, he has a number of liver spots and blemishes. I don't know if hippopotamuses wrinkle, but if they did, he is. He is pushing into his 70s or 80s at this point. He leans across the table.
so, how have things been, Tana? I have to say that Commodore Crook's Enterprises is going quite well.
Well, I've been getting your newsletters. I have some of them with me still.
Yes, Francis has done an amazing job of formatting those over the years. I don't have the words
They
for
look
it, but
great. Please pass on my compliments. And things are going quite well. You know, I see a star and I chase it. And then it lights me on fire or something. It's the usual, you know.
I see. Well, what is what were we talking about? I'm sorry. You have fresh
all of the things
brains.
that are going on. I've got a library going now to some degree. I was thinking of opening a bookstore maybe, but I haven't figured out a good way to do like a portable bookstore, you know? There has to be a way to make like a multiverse bookshop.
Yes, I suppose so. I imagine that you, if anyone was able to come up with it, you would.
I imagine so.
So
I'll be sure to send you my newsletters.
yes, of course. This is what I meant to talk to you about.
And he reaches over and clasps one of your hands.
Oh,
The Astral Elves.
oh, don't remind me.
I am
I'm gonna touch
organizing.
her ears.
I am organizing an armada to take them down. I have an intrepid crew on my ship, the Second Wind. There's a wreck.
I remember. That sounds familiar.
Doesn't it? You've heard of them. It's and
I've
as you
heard of
look,
they're very famous. Very famous.
the Xerixian Empire must be brought down. And I
It must
be
be. And it
the
will
one-
be. In fact, with you on it, one could say it already has been.
I like your enthusiasm, girl. What is what? I'm sorry. What was your name?
Tana, it's good to meet you again.
I know a Tana. Tana Starbell. Good friend.
Is the beholder bartender still here? I forget
He
his
is.
name.
The beholder bartender at the Rock and
Something.
Brawl. Large Luigi.
Large Luigi. Luigi, can I get 2 drinks? One, the special one?
Hey, yo, no problem at all. I got you covered.
Large Luigi will float over and using his levitation beam, he will send over 2 of the beverages that you ordered over to you. And Crux will stare off into space for a moment.
I'm sorry. What were we talking about?
We were drinking to dreams, to glory, to victory, and to a bright future, Crux. Cheers.
Cheers to you as well.
His is particularly watered down.
Tana.
Hmm?
How long have you been here?
Oh, you know, I just got here. How have you been?
It's hard sometimes. But I'm surviving.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
I-
And Francis? It sounds like he's doing well.
Yes, they're doing well. They, a real credit. Horatio would have liked to see you. Did you... The flowers. That's right. You, did you bring them? The star lilies?
Did I?
Of course. It's the entire reason for you being here. Inside of a hermetically sealed scroll case at your hip is a single star lily.
Of course I did. They're right here.
When we're done with this drink, we'll go to Horatio's place and leave that for them.
Sounds good to me.
They would have liked to see their aunt, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Well, we can probably take these to go if you want to walk.
I think I'll go get another drink. This one appears to be a bit empty.
Mysterious that. It must be witchcraft. It's my doing.
Witch, give me back my drink.
Not this time.
I'm going to go settle up with Large Luigi.
Sounds good.
And as he stands up,
Jot
and
some notes in her notebook that is definitely updating Francis on his condition.
as he heads back over to the bar, your sending stone is going to vibrate.
Sure, you know. Tana here. I never know how to greet these things.
Hello, love. It's Milena.
Milena, it's good to hear from you.
It's good to hear from you as well.
Something must be wrong, though, if you're calling me.
Absolutely. The world. Hells. The universe is ending. Did you know?
Oh, not again. I've already fixed it once. I'm not fixing it twice for free. I'm joking.
Look,
what do you need?
Well, I need you to guide a couple of, actually, 5 chosen ones. They're off on a relic
Oh.
hunt to save the multiverse away from the evil of Vecna. You know, the lich prick that my wife's always going on about.
Ugh.
So there was a bit of a snafu that, how to explain this quickly in case we're being listened into. There was a wish spell, and it went awry.
You know what?
and
I can just pop on over. You can explain it in person.
We'll tell you what, come by in the morning. I need you to go and take them to the Astral Sea, because nobody knows it as well as you do these
Oh.
days. I would have called on
would be
somebody
true.
else first, but nobody else answered the phone, so I guess it's just you.
Oh, that's how it always is. All right, I'll see you soon. Same teleportation circle, right? Or has something changed?
No, go to the one that goes to the Sigil Sanctum. That one will take you right inside. The one that you came over for brunch last year. That one.
Okay. Sounds good.
I look forward to seeing you there.
I need to finish up with an old friend, but then I'll be on my way.
I look forward to it. I'll see you in the morning.
Why am I waving? I'm waving at the stone. I hate these things.
That's okay. I'm waving too. Oh, I think some people are listening in. Do you know that adventurers are really suspicious these days? I bet before long they're going to be going through one of our rooms and trying to find all sorts of weird tidbits about us.
Okay, but that's exactly what I did when I was an adventurer. So
Aye, but you didn't find anything
I
weird
told you
under
about
my
the
bed.
queen, right?
Aye. Yeah, you did. Back when I was mentoring under you.
Yeah, we all make decisions sometimes. Okay,
I mean, to be fair, you did sleep with a femme fatale. I kind of went the other way and, got seduced by a hero.
see, that sounds nicer. All right.
I mean-
you take care. I'll see you in the morning. I'll bring
I'll see you-
everything.
That sounds good, and I'll have those mini quiches made that you like.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Okay,
I got
I'm
you
waving
covered.
again. Goodbye.
All right, goodbye.
Now.
Click.
Good.
Oh, I'm so
Tanner.
excited for the quiches.
Quiches? Did someone
There are
say...
quiches waiting for me. I've got a small work call. Nothing major. Should we get going?
Yes, I believe... yes, we should. Let's, have you made it back to your homeworld? How is it since the, the war?
Better.
Too bad
So
it
hard
was...
to find a place that quite feels like home, Maybe it's the friends we made along the way or something. And she'll elbow him.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
those were some of the best times, weren't they?
Hmm. And the worst, but that's what made them the best, All right, let's get going.
Good. Horatio's waiting.
It's not going anywhere. Sorry.
And with that, you wander off to the Rock of Brawl. To the place where Francis and Crux's child lies in state. The next morning comes bright and early for all of you. You all awaken and find yourselves back inside of the sanctum. Melina comes down dressed, ready for trouble. All right, good morning, puppets and pets. How are you doing today? You ready to cause some trouble?
Oh,
I
sorry,
can't-
you wanted an answer. Yes, of course.
I want an answer from all of you. You ready to cause some trouble? I've got a friend
Always.
coming incoming very soon. Hey, you, Osric, get your hands off those mini quiches.
They smell really good. I'm just wanting a quiche. Can I not have a quiche? What's my crime? Having a succulent quiche breakfast?
Lir'wen's gonna activate an arm to grab a quiche from Osric's hand to then put in her own mouth.
Okay, one sec. What's your armor class?
23.
Cool. A stiletto is going to pin the quiche to the wall out of your hand. Except no quiches until the guest shows up. And that includes spooky monks.
These arms have a mind of...
You're not an astral octopus.
She'll activate her eyes and her spectral body, and then her stand will come behind her.
Not yet, anyway, but maybe you'll get
Aura,
there one
aura,
day.
aura, aura, aura. I've heard it all before. Oh, incoming! And with that, the portal shimmers on the lower level. And stepping through the portal.
I think stepping might be an overstatement. I have a very solid image for how Tana will appear through this
Please,
portal.
describe it. The portal whirls with energy.
An explosion of books and one woman tripping over them, landing on the floor, looking up at you and going, I didn't know where you were going, so I brought everything. Where are the quiches?
And I think that's where we're going to take our break. So let's, we'll be back in just a sec, everybody. Don't go anywhere. Hey everybody, welcome back. This is the part of the program where we're going to talk to the chat very briefly. Hey chat, I love you big much. Thank you for joining the Patreon. I'm going to keep pushing until we get there. So we're back to about 150-ish patrons. It always goes up and down at the end of every month. So, hey, anybody who is on the Patreon, go and convince your friends to sign up. Get your whole family to sign up because I want Christine to run her damn game. Also,
Yes.
if enough of you join the Patreon, we might take Star Trek and level it up into a game that people have been bugging us about for a very long time. So I'll let you know, but join the Patreon. And also, while you're there, thank you so much for making the time to join us, Millie. You should go to Millie's Patreon as well, because Millie is amazing. I mean, Millie is a big fancy Twitch partner now, which
That's not
means
that
some
fancy. It just comes with a check mark and video encoding. That's the only thing it has.
yeah. it
Some
used
people
to-
pay good money for check marks, let me tell you.
I suppose.
Is their money actually good?
Their money is, but once it passes hands, probably not.
Yeah, probably not. All right, so folks, other things, don't forget, Descent into Avernus is starting in a mere week and a half. I'm very excited. The
Whoop,
opening, we finally have a theme song. We
Okay,
finally
but can we
have...
also just really quickly,
Hmm.
just that, Millie, during your stream on Wednesday, that was hilarious.
God.
The streamception that happened going on there.
Oh, that was really fun. Yeah. No, I adored that. Y'all were doing
Robert.
World Building Wednesday. You
Yeah.
just popped into chat, be like, we are broadcasting you. So then I broadcasted you. Broadcasting me.
Yeah.
It was a
And
journey.
we had the infinite mirror thing going on. It was great.
It was pretty
gosh.
funny. It was pretty good. Because someone said that they were watching you while they were watching us, and I'm like, well, fine, I'll watch Millie too. Hell, So I changed my, it was pretty dumb. But it was a lot of fun. It's always fun hanging out with y'all. And I always love bringing you into games. Other Patreon cool stuff that's going to be happening in 2025. I know it's only July. Well, I mean, it's almost 2025 already. Oh God, this century is almost a quarter of the way over.
Listen, let's not talk about centuries.
Do
and
not say
quarter.
that. No, thank you.
Listen. No.
Oh, wow. Well, sorry. It's just like when you realize the year's almost over, and then I realized that the century's almost over, and then what is time?
I mean, there's a bit of a gap.
we have
in
a
there,
bit
I
of
mean, there's
the
like
century
75
left.
more years in it, but
I mean, the first 25 went by really quick. I'm just saying. I don't even remember what it's like to work Jinkos anymore.
No, I mean, it depends on your point of view. The
From a
first,
certain point of view.
like 2000 to 2010 took forever. But then after that, I'll agree it's
It
better
did.
a bit.
Yeah. You know what's not going to take forever though, and that's I'm going to run a much more World of Darkness stuff in 2025. It's going to come, so it's going to be coming on Patreon because those people like it. Also, random, I see you in the chat. I'm sorry about all the NPC appearances. No, I'm not.
That was a preemptive sorry, because there will be more.
In this game,
Perhaps.
Chris, you do realize that he goes to every single one of the people who showed up in cameos and mentions that they were, in the
Like I
so
said,
many pages.
it was a preemptive sorry.
Yeah.
sorry, not sorry.
We on the
He's not
Patreon
sorry.
crave the world of darkness.
Yes, I know. I'm actually looking for a subtitle for a certain type of game that we're not going to have for a while because Gens is ending. I already have a cast for that potentially, and it's real solid though. It's like
Ooh.
surprisingly good. It's enough that before I had asked a few people, I'm going to be very vague for the audience sake, but I have asked certain members of other casts, like, hey, if you had to be in a game, which would you be? And they've been like, am I not in both? And I'm like, well, yeah, but if you had preference. But now I've had enough people who have been like, I want in that one. I'm like, oh, maybe I do have to pick and choose who goes where rather than having double ups. So it's spicy. Also, Robin and I have been binging Succession. We made it through another season and a half of it in like, I don't know, what time did you get here last week?
Yeah. Friday. It's been
Also-
a week since I got there because we went and saw Deadpool a week ago.
That's true. That's right. We didn't have game.
Yeah. Deadpool and then Blood on the Clock Tower the following day.
Oh, that was so
man.
fun.
It was
if
really
you've never
good.
played Blood on the Clock Tower, you should.
Jen, look up
jealous.
It's like
There's-
One Night Werewolf, but better.
Yeah, it's so much better than
That's
Werewolf.
when I watched the video that Jen posted about like how to play the rules video. I was just like, oh my god, it's like Werewolf and more.
Yeah.
Werewolf, but it's Werewolf, but
I
good
mean-
because you can keep playing if you're dead.
Yeah, I mean,
I do like
it's both Werewolf and Blood on the Clock Tower are part of social deduction games, which there are a ton, but Werewolf is the popular one.
Yes, it's true. Mafia is the first one. So other things that I need to tell you, I love you. I hope you're all doing very well. It is bloody hot here. And if you're listening to this on podcast later, the podcast was mildly delayed because I thought I'd scheduled it. And then I checked after my week of running around and trying to do all sorts of stuff and realized that, Vandelver didn't get posted because I misplaced a file. So that's my bad. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it. So thank you, podcast people. Please don't leave the Patreon. Yeah, I think that's about it. Does anybody have any other suggestions, questions, comments, concerns?
Determination for Lir'wen.
Yep, just did it.
I should have the next episode of Paradox out tonight or probably more like tomorrow because I made it way too long because it's about hermetics.
Hermetics. It's just you saying a hermetic's name.
It's
Just
the
once.
abridged version.
It is the abridged version of the hermetics. I actually do say that. Well, not those words, but I was trying to dial back on the lore, and I still talked for an hour. So
You're ridiculous.
it probably won't be an hour when it's finished. I stumble over a lot of words, so I have to edit that.
59 minutes and 59 seconds of hermetics. Hey, it still counts.
Hermetics.
All right. So
There's your
folks,
subtitle for that particular game.
of Hermetics.
No, 59 minutes and 59 seconds of Hermetics.
God.
The whole thing.
I just don't know.
The whole game plot is just it's an hour of getting through time.
I have a one shot or a short run. I have a short run D&D campaign in mind that would be freaking amazing. But I know we don't have any free time. But at the same point, Christine and Robin and I have been binging a very specific show that we're not going to talk about. And I have ideas. And I really want to. But, you know what? That's neither here nor there. I think it is time for us to head back into game. Are you all ready to head back into Vecna, Eve of Ruin?
Down with Vecna.
Down with Vecna. Go down, Vecna. Go down.
Vecna!
Hello and welcome back to Vecna, Eve of Ruin, here on Dork Tales. There is a moment of confusion as this person stumbles through the portal. Quiches are distributed, and Melena introduces, allow me to introduce my friend, Miss Tana Starbell.
Oh my gosh, these are so good. Hi, I'm Tana Starbell. It's wonderful to meet you all. She's gonna direct with telekinesis to organize her pile of books.
So
Here
as
we're
I
killing a
said,
god, or at least that's your plan.
well, we're gonna stop him. Illustrio sends her regards. She's still sleeping off the wish spell. Tana has already been provided all of the information that they need to know via Sending Stone, and the Sending Spell. So they have been brought up to date on everything that we need to do. The fact that you need to go and find the second piece of the Rod of Seven Parts. So, with that in mind, what I can tell you right now is that through a little bit of searching, we've discovered that the next piece lies beyond that portal right there. She points down to one of the portals that is innocently swirling at the portal stand. Somewhere in the Astral Sea, it lies. Now, I know the Astral Sea is a very dangerous place. I spent a long time there when I was a youth, and I was lucky enough to be under the tutelage of Tana. Don't let her sweet demeanor fool you. She is responsible for the genocide of an entire race of evil fascist elves.
I was a member of that race of proto-fascist elves at the time.
Were they really proto-fascist, or were they actually
no,
fascist?
They were trying to annihilate several worlds to power. It was the whole thing.
So neo-fascist?
Huh.
I don't even know. I mean, they kicked me out, and then I got back in for a few minutes and blew the whole thing up, so.
Lir'wen,
Well.
nice to meet you, Tana.
Rosie.
Nice to meet you, too.
I
I've heard that
aspire
you're
to
all
such
some,
deeds
some
myself.
fancy chosen heroes, but I don't really know much else about you.
Anyone
I think
who
Chosen's a bit of a...
I'd like to be chosen for grad school.
anybody who'd like to make a
Hey,
history
that is a
roll
choice
to
for sure.
hear about this, please do so. If you'd
I
like
think
to
I
know.
failed my history check for Tana Starbell last time.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I think last game I asked who Tana Starbell was, so I think...
Fair.
15.
16.
15, 16, you know that there are a race of beings, there are still a race of beings known as astral elves. Many of them hail from a region of the astral sea known as the Xerixian Empire, which some decades ago, news travels strangely over light years and through the astral sea, where time is a bit of a misnomer. They were eradicated. They had been trying to sacrifice sentient worlds to their vampiric star to power its internal lifespan, and kind of got supernovaed by a bunch of, heroes. 15 and up, you'll know that.
So, fan of the whole supernova thing. How'd you do it?
And she's just gonna
Um,
kind of lean in with her coffee.
Well,
And her eyes are very
lean
big
in.
and
You know
very.
Right
what?
back
I'm
at
going to
you,
be
picking up a
right
book.
there beside Rosie doing the exact same thing. Yeah, how did you do that?
So they sort of had a whole energy drain. I took control of it and sort of redirected it to itself and vaporized myself and everything in a nearby vicinity. It got better.
Oh.
So you
Well, I
came
can
back
see
from the
that.
dead. An old
Mhm.
man leans forward, dressed in blue and white pinstripes, bearing a symbol of Tomorrow, the god of luck.
I lost the ears out of it too. Now I got all this gray hair. It's silly.
Hmm.
Your reincarnation, then?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
You know, you make a deal and then you still got work to do or something, so they bring you back. Yeah.
How
I
are you
couldn't
dealing with
imagine.
a shortened lifespan?
I try really hard not to think about it.
Oh, wait, are they just going to bring you back again? Just be bad at your job.
I guess. Depends.
Yes, not too bad?
If she's not careful, she could end up like me.
Oh, that doesn't sound
Unemployed?
bad.
And go into whatever.
Do you like eating?
You're just like a little bit spooky. Don't worry about it. She's gonna poke you a little bit.
Do you like eating?
Not really.
Oh.
Hmm.
I mean, I
Okay,
do,
then.
but like,
You'll
Rosie
miss
was
it.
eating the
greatly
quiches.
varies out there.
You'll miss it
All
when
right.
all your taste buds are dead.
Well, I think that
Wait,
it's
you don't have
only...
taste buds?
You don't have taste buds? I thought you were just on a
Wait,
diet.
what? What? Rosie looks at Gaunt. What? Looks at Osric. What?
You know what? I bet there's some way to fix that. I'll bring some more bugs.
You can
Oh.
taste really spicy food, but just barely.
So, for the next
Honest
Yule,
magic taste buds.
some type of
Inventing
hot
spell.
sauce?
Ooh, hot.
As hot as you can find.
Huh.
Now, is it just
Like hot sauce.
taste? Like your taste on your tongue? Or do you not get olfactory smells as well?
Well, I
That's
mean,
where you
obviously,
get,
he's
like,
got bad fashion
your
sense. Look at him.
flavors.
Insult
No,
a little
you-
bell.
No, Osric. See, taste his quiche. Start eating it. Get the nice herby, cheesy notes.
That's very good. Yes, it's very lovely. I like it a lot.
She goes and grabs his nose and plugs his nose. Now eat.
I'm a super taster and can still gain at least 40 to 60% of the original flavor. Oh, lemon. He
That's
kind of like
not
rotates
how
the
it
quiche on his
works.
tongue.
That's not how that
Super
works,
taster.
Osric.
She's writing notes.
I
not
have
how it
more
works.
taste buds on my tongue.
That doesn't help the flavors of taste. That helps with your bitterness and your saltiness.
Well, you're definitely
I don't-
salty.
I was going to say, I don't think anything can help with this saltiness.
So,
No, that's pretty much
heroes,
ground.
my first bit of advice is to take good food with you because it's hard to find out there.
All right.
When we
Sound
get some
off. Who's
quiches
ever...
to go.
Oh, the quiches can go. Who's ever been to the Astral Sea?
Surprisingly, I have not.
Rosie's
I've
gonna very
been
quietly
to
start
the-
piling quiches into a bin to put in her bag of holding.
Well, I
Astral
suppose
plane, not the
that
astral
makes...
sea.
Right, so 0 out of 5. Miss Starbill, I think that makes you our captain.
Sure, there's a first time for everything.
I've been to the Void. Is the Void,
ship?
is the Astral Sea like the Void?
Oh, it's actually quite different, but I can understand the confusion. You see, and she's gonna go into like a far too long explanation of the difference between the void and the astral sea.
The difference is, for
Imogen,
I
one,
need to be
Me-
interrupted.
Imogen immediately zones out, takes a sip of coffee, turns around, and walks away.
Yeah, I was
sounds
gonna
good.
say
That would
Lir'wen's
work as an
like,
interruption.
Lir'wen's like,
Rosie
Yeah.
looks absolutely
Quick
wrapped
learner.
in attention.
So I'm going to give you some pointers real quick while Tana is explaining this. A few things about the Astral Sea that you should be aware. The Astral Sea contains breathable, comfortable air. Unless otherwise stated, you can breathe normally. Gravity functions based on the largest object near you. Meaning, if you're on a boat, gravity kind of works in a line right down the center of it. If a bigger boat comes toward you, its gravity might steal your gravity, and then you're dealing with that gravity. It's a pain. Moving through the Astral Sea is nice and easy. In fact, you can propel yourself through the Astral Sea at the speed of your thoughts. Just by thinking about flying in a direction, you can fly in a direction equal to 5 times your intelligence score. That's your round speed. Rosie, you have a speed of 100 feet per round. The gnome is very fast.
I bet I can think really fast.
I thought
Whereas-
it was wisdom.
Nope, it's intelligence. It's all brain power. Floating through the Astral Sea are the
Wisdom's also
remains of
brain.
dead and dying gods who were there because they were forgotten by their worshippers or slain at the hands of more powerful entities. And also, time has no meaning on the astral plane. Creatures in the astral plane don't age or experience hunger or thirst. But it doesn't mean that you can't, have a drink or get some food.
Well, it's very interesting. So you don't age there. I think I could get used to this place.
Pretty beneficial when you have a suddenly shortened lifespan. And you're bound to the concept of exploration.
Yeah,
I see.
don't age in the void either.
Well, that's why you look so lovely.
Thank you.
Your disposition aged, though.
My disposition was alone for a very long time.
Well,
Hey, were you
this-
trapped in the voids?
I was, yeah.
If you're okay with it, I would love to ask you a lot of questions later.
I don't have much to say. I don't remember a ton of anything, but until I get bored of your questions, sure.
Okay, amazing. I'm so excited. Right, should we go?
I'm
Yeah,
ready.
are we gonna go on a ship or are we just gonna float when we
Oh,
go through the
hopefully.
portal?
Ship makes it so much easier.
Well, unfortunately, I think how does the portal work? Does it take us to a ship?
Unfortunately, the portal's going to take you to where you need to go. It's tied in. We tied it into the wish, or at least Illustrial did. The way she explained it to me, and sorry, she's snoozing and snoring up a storm up there. For such a dainty nose, it sure makes one hell of a noise sometimes. Look, it's going to teleport you through. From there, who knows where you're going to be. But at least the Astral Sea has air. Yeah,
That's good.
right?
You'll be
That's-
fine.
I think you're going to be fine. If they say you're
In
going to be
worst
fine, you're probably
case, I can always get you home. Assuming this is your home.
No,
You can get us here, is what you're saying.
if you can get us
I mean,
here.
and lots of other places.
Well, if we get into trouble, at least you can get us out of there.
grab the quiches.
Depends on
Grab
trouble.
here to top you up. Make sure that everybody has one of these. Melina is going to hand each one of you a greater health potion if you do not already have one. You should have a maximum of one of these on you from them.
Yeah,
Including
I'm pretty sure I
Tana.
already got 2 from them, and then I gave 1 to someone.
I've got
All right.
4 on my sheet, so I've picked up
Oh.
a few over the time.
Okay. Well, Tana has one now.
Woohoo!
Oh, yay. Clip it onto one of the infinite satchel bags.
Besides that, I wish you the best. Good luck, and hopefully you'll have a nice, peaceful adventure.
Hopefully,
Somehow,
we'll get-
I doubt it.
As long
hopefully
as
we'll
it's
get
not-
the piece of the rod just as quickly as we did the last one.
Spider dragon.
Probably.
Spider dragon?
Uh-huh. Just as terrifying as you would think.
It breathed many very small spiders at Osric.
I love
Osric
it.
had spider
Infinite
dinner.
diversity, you know?
Don't remind me. I don't want to
Doesn't
think
like
about it.
spiders.
I don't now. They were in my nose.
I mean, I don't blame you.
Have you ever had a spider in your nose, Imogen? I can still feel them in there. Every time my
I'm
mustache
pretty sure I had
goes
a fly in my nose once.
Well, if one ever goes in there again, we know exactly what to send after it.
Frog.
No, the frog comes after that. Anyway, let's go.
Y'all have everything that you need?
Also, I have something that I want to talk to y'all about, but when we get through the gate. It's fine? Maybe. Anyways, Lir'wen's gonna go hop into the portal.
All right.
Not suspicious at all. All right.
I trust her. I think everything's going to go great. Why
Rosie's
wouldn't it?
really
I
busy
trust her. I
piling more
just,
breakfast food in her bag.
All right. Piling that through. Do you all head through the portal?
Yes.
You head through the portal. Stepping through the doorway, you enter a silver, clouded void. Lucent wisps of white and gray fog swirl in the distance among pinpricks of light. For a split second, you have no sense of direction. You tumble through infinity, and then you start plummeting. The silver clouds shift, and you see that you're falling toward a colossal, misshapen mass. Gravity has gripped you, and you begin being pulled down as you tumble through the air at a, well, not breakneck speed. You're not building up to terminal velocity, but you are basically being gravity welled toward this place. This mass in front of you.
I'm guessing that's where we're supposed to go.
Uh-huh. While we're all falling, just to keep a note, keep an eye on Mordenkainen. He was being weird last night, and I accidentally ended up in his room.
Oh.
You what?
accidentally.
Hot for teacher, are we?
Bored. No, I was bored, and he was talking to Gaunt, and I went
In his
to
bedroom?
go see no, he was talking to Gaunt in the library, and
Oh,
I
that
went
makes
to
more
go
sense.
see him what the magnificent Mordenkainen's room looked like. And it didn't seem like it was his. The notes were not precise and neat. They were smudged and hastily written, and the spell books there, none of them had his spells in it. You'd think a wizard that created his own spells would have his spells written in his own personal spell book.
Why would he need that necessarily?
Wouldn't that be like putting
'Cause he's a
pictures of
wizard.
yourself around your house?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like,
But he's a wizard. But that's what they do.
I mean, maybe he
He
had a spell
probably
book.
keeps those spells in a much more secure location.
Yeah.
Or you might just be.
That being said, I think he, regardless of how abrasive he is, I think
He's kind of
an
a prick.
ally.
I mean, he's just being a wizard. Wizards are weird and creepy and
Yes, but I'm just
Secretive.
saying, I noticed something weird, and if we're being hunted by Vecna, it's not
Are
If he
we?
gets,
impossible.
if he gets in the way of us defeating Vecna, we will remove him too.
Cool. Gaunt's on it.
All right, Gaunt,
Alright, cool.
commit wizard
Just wanna
side.
let you know.
Appreciate
Tada!
the
You
warning.
all are heroes.
Thank you,
Breaking
Lir'wen.
into rooms.
Welcome, by the way,
excited.
to Death Wish.
What?
Our party name. We talked about it last night. Death Wish.
Oh, right.
Death
That's right. I forgot about that.
Because we were summoned by a wish spell to defeat an archlich, so Death Wish. It's kind of hardcore, a little bit metal.
Oh,
And we're falling to our death right now. So
oh,
that's
I quite
great.
like that. That's clever.
Wait, can't
Wait.
we fly and slow
Why
the
aren't you
descent?
falling to your death? And you notice that Tan is just kind of like going normal. Like, she looks like she's falling with you, but she's kind of like casually like doing whatever while she's going.
Right, I'm gonna try and
do you want to
think
slow down?
Slow.
Oh, that'd be nice.
I don't know what we're supposed to be doing. I just figured I would
Do we have to
stab
think
whatever
so?
ends up at the other end.
I'm going to try and slow my descent by flying.
Otherwise, just stay calm. Think where you want to be. If you
Anybody
want to
who wants
fall
Let's
in a
try
slow and
thinking.
calm and orderly manner, imagine yourself doing that.
Roll me
All right.
an intelligence check, everybody.
Does having known and prepared the fly spell in general help?
Yeah, you can use the fly spell in the Astral Sea.
No, I mean like a advantage on the intelligence check,
Sure, yeah.
because I've flown before with my mind. Oh, I got a 1 in a 20.
Oh,
So is it just
perfect.
Your
check?
advantage.
So you'll be able to control your momentum pretty well.
I
13.
rolled just in case, and I have a 19.
All right. Oh, yeah, you're fine to fly. What about everybody else?
It's normal.
Imogen, Lir'wen, Rosie? Did anybody get below a 10?
I got a 2.
Cool. As the rest of you slow your descent, you'll have no problem with that. But Imogen and Osric are both going to go and start plummeting faster. Now, this immense shape that you see in front of you is about a mile away from the portal. And as the two of them plummet toward it, can I get a perception roll off of everybody who is in control of their motion?
So Imogen's happy because this is exactly what she wanted. She wanted to fall faster, and she's like, wait, all right, cool. I'm going to stab something.
Sorry, what was the other roll?
Give me a perception roll to see if you can look around. I'm looking for, let's see, what did you get, Gaunt?
22.
22, beautiful. You're going to notice this. I'm seeing a 24 from Tana, a 19 from Lir'wen, and Rosie, what'd you get?
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
26.
Here is what you are going to see. As you look across the void, looking down at what is beneath you, where you are falling from is a stony mass. It's immense, the size of islands. And that's when you realize what it is. You are looking down at the petrified body of a colossal creature. A humanoid. Shattered ribs arch over its mossy spine. Decaying magic roils in the air. You are looking at a creature larger than any that you could imagine before. And based off of what Tana told you before, you were looking at the body of a dead god. Anybody wants to make me a religion roll may do so. Now the body's very defaced, so I will give you disadvantage on this.
4.
4. It's a god, all right. Okay. What did you get, Rosie?
18.
18. That is going to be almost
24.
Okay. Rosie, if you're getting close, do you want to spend a determination?
Nah.
Okay. Or a flash of genius? Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Lir'wen, you are going to see and recognize the petrified body of a god called Havoc. There's very little known about this god, but you've heard tell of his fall. The god of ruination. I'm pretty sure that's the right god.
Havoc and Havoc? Great.
It's Havoc with a C at the end of it, and then a K.
I know. That's what I said. We're going to read Havoc and Havoc.
Havoc. It's true, yeah.
It's definitely dead.
It's definitely dead-ish. All right. And as you're floating down toward it, can I please get... well, actually, I'll get a perception check from both Imogen and Osric with disadvantage. I rolled double 19s. What the hell? Tumbling through the space, the two of them are approaching fast. They're moving at about 100 feet per second toward this. Enough that Lir'wen can keep pace, or pardon me, that Rosie can keep pace, and anybody else with a high intelligence score can as well. But as they plunge forward, you are going to look down, and all of you who succeeded your perception roll, what did you get on yours, Jen?
13.
13. You unfortunately do not.
That's fine. I'm pulling out my sunblade, and I'm gonna just stab whatever's in front of me as I'm heading into land.
Sounds good. Amidst the clouds, two large...
I'm gonna cannonball.
Beautiful. Two large globs of light come toward you. You do not notice them before the first round of combat, but Tana, you are going to see that two star anglers are stalking you and are immediately going to enter combat. I need an initiative roll from everyone, please.
So are we not surprised?
You are not surprised.
Or...
No, the DC was 18 to not be surprised. All right, let's do initiative. Looking at this, I've got Osric has advantage on initiative, so that's going to be a 15. Now to roll for the anglers. The anglers have dual 19s. What the? Or no, 19 and a 15. That dice just looks weird. Okay, 19 and a 15. God, these things are so ugly. I love them so much. I don't know what it is about a DM that makes me love ugly things. All right, top of the initiative. Looking at this, I have Lir'wen. Then I have Tana.
A trio of 21s.
Star Angler 1. Or... Then I have... Yeah, everybody got a 21 basically, except for... Okay. Okay, Tana, Imogen, and Rosie.
Also 21.
Yep. Okay.
We all got 21.
Star Angler 2, then Osric, then Gaunt. Actually, Osric and Gaunt are acting on the same initiative, so that's great. All right. Tumbling through space, Lir'wen, you are going to see this incredibly ugly creature loom out in front. It looks like an anglerfish with a giant gaping jaw that stretches as large as a human body. A glowing yellow light dangles off of its forehead antenna, and it glows with this bioluminescence. There are two of them that are coming right up on Imogen and Osric, and they're going to be able to reach them this round. But hey, so can you, because you've been traveling at a good speed. What would you like to do?
Okay, so how far away am I from it?
So from them, so they have moved 100 feet in this round. So they're 100 feet ahead of you.
Okay.
Basically, they're 100 feet ahead of everybody. We'll say.
The anglers?
No, the rest of your party. So yes, ultimately.
Okay.
Plummeting toward the mass Osric and Imogen are about 50 feet ahead of all of you. 40 feet beyond them, these star anglers are coming right at them.
Okay.
So they are a total of 90 feet away from you.
Okay. Amazing. Lir'wen has, because I said as we were going into the breakfast thing, that Lir'wen has her stando activated.
Yep.
So she is going to, I'm going to use something I haven't been able to use yet.
Ooh, fancy.
I'm going to use Word of the Spirit. So Lir'wen is going to plummet 75 feet.
Okay.
To try and interspace herself between Osric and the Star Anglers.
Sounds good.
For a second.
The Star Anglers. So you're about
laid out.
You're about 15
feet.
Yeah, 15 feet from them.
And she's going to use Word of the Spirit to amplify my voice extremely loud to try and use an intimidation check and just go, "Begone, foul beasts!" in like a really booming voice.
Cute. I like it. All right. Go ahead and make me an intimidation roll with advantage.
Yes, I do. Because my stando basically is gonna do that in my head. Just amplifies her voice and she like glows a bit and her hair goes all a little bit wild.
Glow.
Yeah. Oh, ooh, I rolled a 9 and a 19. Okay, so
Dude, these things are real stupid.
Intimidation. Yeah, but my intimidation's not super great because that's charisma. That's going to be a dirty 20, so I am going to use my determination bot to make that a 24.
Okay, so I am going to give them basically a quick save on this to see if they are tough enough. And I've got to hurt them more, so let's go ahead. All right. One of them is going to lose its action out of basically being stunned by this. The other one is hungry enough that it is going to still keep going. But one of them is going to kind of freeze paralytically, not sure what to do.
Okay. And then for my action...
oh, is this only a bonus action?
It's just when you speak. It's not even an action or bonus action. It's nothing. It's just when you speak. If you want to say making an intimidation check was an action, please feel free.
Yes, I think it would
ask that. Okay. So then bonus action, I'm going to while going on, I'm gonna take the dodge action while flying fighting to use patient defense.
I like it.
That's Lir'wen's turn.
I am a big fan of that. All right, so then it is a three-way tie between Imogen, Rosie, and Tana, but it is the first Star Angler, and I'm going to give it that because I'm super outnumbered. So
I mean, I'm surprised, right?
You're surprised.
It doesn't matter for me.
Okay, so it is going to see you bellow and is going to...
And like picture her like hair like how Freerin did when she was like in the demon fight, and like just her hair like is like...
Yeah, you know what? This one is going to bristle at you, and you realize a moment later that you are glowing with the same type of ambient light that it is. It thinks you are a rival male in its territory. And it's going to growl and is going to charge you and make 3 bite attacks at you with disadvantage.
Yep. I'm glad I spent that.
Oh, what's your AC?
23.
23. Oh, that's a good roll. That is going to be... Oh, God. Is that a hit? Oh, no. It's only a 22. Only a 22 on that one.
Oh, thank you to that level there. My AC was 22.
So this thing has teeth so needle-like and so big that it's like wrapping you in a hug of death. And that's going to be 3 misses as it launches itself forward. Snap, snap, snap. Each time getting closer and closer as you kind of pull one of those Looney Tunes and start like backing away as this thing is like chasing you, going clomp, clomp, clomp. Can you please do me a favor? It's going to flare its light at you. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw? You have advantage on this.
Can I ask a quick question while
You
she's
may.
doing that? If I have something I kind of want to do that I would have done anyway and has nothing to do with combat, can I still do that?
Yeah, probably. What is it? Is it just slash randomly at something in front of you?
No, it's interpose, or it's attempt to, because I'm wearing heavy armor, and if physics were actually counted in this, I would potentially be falling a little more than Osric, and I would like to make sure that I would hit the ground between Osric and the ground.
I'll allow it because it's character building.
Yeah. I can
rolled a
survive the
5 and
fall.
an 8.
He cannot.
Wait.
Well, he might be able to, but I don't think he can. I can.
Okay, so we will do that on your turn real quick since it is a non-combat action. Lir'wen, what did you get?
I got a 14. I rolled a 5 and an 8 with advantage.
You know what? I'm gonna spend a Hearth the more to raise my difficulty by this D6. Hey, look at that! My DC is now a 16 for this round.
Oh, did I get it initially?
You got it by 1, yeah. However,
and you moved like 75 feet too.
the light is going to flare in front of you, and thanks for the Hearth the Moors. Let me know if I get any more. I'm going to target you with my lure. You now are charmed until the start of its next turn.
Okay.
You have the
Can't be
incapacity.
charmed.
You can be charmed. You just have advantage against charms, right?
Yeah, I have advantage against
Okay.
charm.
That's why you
I
had
am
the
a monk.
advantage on the save.
A high level monk, so I can do it, but
Fair.
it's fine. I just won't waste an action.
So you can be charmed?
I can't be charmed, but as a
Okay.
monk, you have stillness of mind. On my turn, I can end the frightened or
Yeah, you
charmed
totally can.
condition as an action. Yeah. But yes, no, I
so,
can't be charmed. I will deal with that later.
You must use your movement to. So you're incapacitated, and must use your movement to fly toward its mouth.
Okay.
A creature charmed does not avoid opportunity attacks, but does avoid damaging terrain. You can only be charmed by one angler at a time. So basically, you're like, your eyes begin to fill with stars, and you really want to fly toward the pretty lights. All right, Tana, Rosie, or Imogen. Oh, so Imogen, you are going to. What are you going to do? Because you have a non-combat action.
Yeah, I just want to, if there's space for me to kind of essentially interpose myself between wherever Osric's falling and the ground,
Okay.
then I would like to do that so that
Okay.
if he lands, I can maybe either catch him or something, or like, keep him from taking all of the damage.
All right, so you move in front of Osric.
Imogen, are you?
And Tana, Tana or Rosie?
Sure. How far away are they from Rosie?
From Rosie, they are 90 feet away from you.
Okay. Any sense that magic would work differently here?
Not that you were told.
Cool. I'm gonna aim up my pistol and shoot fireball or firebolt.
There's a
it.
which one? Fireball?
Yeah.
Bolt?
Slip of the tongue.
Slight
It's
difference.
very, very similar sounding. Bolt.
I mean, you
The
could hit both of
cantrip.
them with a fireball and not hit your friends.
Don't think I have the distance for that.
120 feet.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was shorter than that.
No.
Anyways, firebolt.
Okay, sounds good. You're attacking the one that is like snapping at your friends?
The one that's trying to charm and like it still attack.
Okay.
That's a nat 20.
Okay, give it to me. Double damage, please.
Which, what we just talked about, guys, at the beginning of this game. I just
You should have taken the feed.
I told you were gonna crit on a firebolt. I told you were.
Yep.
Should have
Yep.
taken cantrip master.
Maybe I'll have to take that. I just want my firearm to actually be useful besides, like, as a spellcasting focused.
All right, give me your damage when you're ready. Give me
Working
damage
on
in
it.
full. These things are not used to fire.
Oh, 46.
46. Jesus. Okay.
60, 10.
All right. Anything else on your turn? As you aim, you fire, and are going to... You know what? I'm going to say that is going to completely shut off this thing's light. You're still charmed by it, Lir'wen, but it's like flickering. You're going to take about half this thing's face off with your fire blast.
Okay. I'm gonna leave stuff for the others to have fun with too. Like, this is kind of fun. But
All
she's
right.
just gonna, like, so the whole spatial orientation and how fast and whatnot you fall is all controlled by your mental ability,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Right. Can she just kind of like loaf along, like lying on her side with like
Yeah.
holding her
You
hand
can-
up and just shoot down at them?
You can Bugs Bunny this.
Excellent. That is my goal in life.
It's definitely Rosie's. All right, Tana, you're up.
I think seeing this, Tana is going to yelp with excitement and go, "Let's go, Rosie. Come on, the rest of you. Show me what you've got." And then she'll rip a hole in space and Eldritch blast it. Because why
Beautiful.
not?
Give me Eldritch Blast.
Do
Show me Eldritch Blast.
19. Ooh, that's a 12
And
and a 23.
perfect. One thing real quick, Millie, before you roll damage. Rosie, you rolled a critical hit. We are using the same rule we use in Dreams of Arcos. Who is getting your inspirational, your critical inspiration? Inspirational crit.
I mean, at this point, it might as well be Tana.
All right, so Tana, you have a point of inspiration you can spend to re-roll any of those dice that you'd like.
I mean, why did we do the one that didn't do
Yep.
great? That is a 23.
Okay, those are all hits. Give it to me.
Yes? Sweet. My damage is less exciting though. Okay, for a total of 13 damage.
13 damage drops me to a nice even number, though. I love it. As you say, "Let's go," you fire out some Eldritch Blast, ripping holes in
Show
the
me what
bonds
you've
of
got,
space.
heroes.
It is going to collide with this creature. It's going to let out this horrible noise, and it is going to be the second one's turn. The second one is incapacitated. It's going to roll to try to resist. It does not succeed, and is going to hide behind a piece of asteroid, but not particularly well because it's much smaller. But if it can't see you, then you can't see it, is its logic. Gaunt, you're up.
Okay, so the creatures are below where
Yes,
Gaunt
they're
is,
90 feet beneath you, falling.
90 feet beneath me. So if I completely stop floating, can I fall on one of them and impact it? Like both of us taking fall damage from the impact?
I don't think it works that way in the Astral Sea.
Damn.
Yeah.
I want to be like, I go prone. All right. Well, if that's
Maybe it
the
does.
case, it's 90 feet below me. Wait, they were 50 feet below.
Yeah, your friends are 50 feet, they're 40 feet past your friends. Well,
Oh, gotcha.
yeah. Although,
In
no,
that
actually,
case-
to be fair, one of them is 75 feet because it's up by Lir'wen.
Okay. I'll go down to whoever is closest, Imogen or Osric, who looks like they are falling uncontrollably, and try and help them regain their balance.
Okay.
Carry them if possible.
You can make me an athletics check to grab both of them.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, let's do that. So that would be 17.
17, floating down Imogen, you brace yourself to take the hit, and suddenly the sweeping corpse of death, known as Gaunt, swoops down and grabs you and Osric by basically the scruffs of your neck, for lack of a better location, basically just kind of like by the back of your shirt, and whoa!
Imogen squirms because she was not expecting this.
Easy, easy.
Ooh, Sunblade!
Just let me hit the ground. It's fine.
You know what? Okay.
Yeah, that seems about right.
All right, and Osric...
She doesn't really think before she speaks these things.
Oh god, I hope she survives that. Well, thanks for the assist.
Sacred Flame! And he's going to point a finger and actually get a Sacred Flame for a change. That is going to be a decent amount of damage. That's going to be 18 points of damage. Oh wait, plus his wisdom, right? Is it not a plus to wisdom?
I don't think so with
I don't think it
cantrips.
is. I don't think it is. No, it just levels
No.
up. That's right. So that's going to be 16 points. Yeah, poof. All right. Top of the initiative again, we've got Lir'wen.
All right, Lir'wen's gonna look at the fish and go, pretty lights. No, not pretty. And I'm going to, as an action, I'm going to end the charmed condition on myself for using stillness of mind. And unfortunately, I can't really do much with a bonus action because...
Okay.
You can only make a bonus offhand attack if you make an attack action, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, when you use the attack action with an unarmed strike, blah, 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 blah. Okay, Step of the Wind, bonus action. To take the disengage, and 60 or 75 feet of movement plummets towards the earth with Imogen.
Okay, so you're going to use disengage as your bonus action using a key point?
Yes, Step of the Wind.
Ah, damn it. I would have liked to bite you. All right, so instead, let's see. Imogen has moved past. Lir'wen has moved past, which means that Gaunt is right there. Gaunt, this creature is going to launch itself toward you and is going to try to take 3 chomps out of you, my friend. I'm going to reroll that because it was cocked. Does a 14 hit you?
No.
Cool. The other 2 absolutely will, though, because that is going to be a 25 and a 27.
Oh, yeah.
All right. This thing is going to grab you by the back, dealing 44 points of piercing damage.
That's a good chunk.
And I'm going to spend 44? Yeah. Well, hold on. It's going to make one more attack against you. That's going to be another hit for a grand total of course, this time I rolled a 1. That's going to be a grand total of 56 points of damage, all told.
56? Okay.
None
of that was a crit, right?
None of that was a crit.
Perfect.
All right, as it shreds into your back, can you do me a favor, and can I get Tana to make me a wisdom save?
Sure.
It flares its light at you.
I have a 17.
Okay, well, that didn't work. You know what? I'm going to spend a hurt them more. Rosie, make that save, too.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, what save?
Make me a wisdom save, please.
Oh, shit.
This thing bites into Gaunt and begins shredding him up, and then flares its light.
That is 21.
All right, you guys are both fine. Tana or Rosie or Imogen? Who wants to go?
give Imogen a chance to act?
Yeah, Imogen. So, Imogen,
Yeah.
you continued plummeting past, and at this point, you are going to see Gaunt get torn into by this creature.
All right.
If you think that Imogen
actually
would want to go hit it hard enough, she would accidentally will herself toward it.
I think she would potentially try to. I don't
Okay.
know if she would succeed.
You know what? I'm gonna roll me an intelligence check.
That's a nat 1.
You know what?
am
I
not
tried.
a smart
Somehow
person.
hits terminal velocity.
You start speeding up. As all
I
right.
just want to hit the ground so bad.
You just, like,
Apparently. I
you're
wanna
starting to,
feel
like-
something.
You just like get like a
Come on,
comet
hit
tail.
me. Yeah. This is just too funny. I didn't expect Gaunt to drop her, but it was perfect. Because she was not thinking through what she was saying.
I thought about it, and if he had said that in your position, he would have been absolutely dead serious. So it's just like, oh, okay. Like,
All right.
Fair.
Tana or Rosie, who wants to go?
So, question.
Yes.
What happens here if you cast Featherfall?
I'm assuming that uncontrolled gravity falls would be negated as if.
Okay. Does it Imogen actually start to plummet?
She's
or
kind
are we
of.
just flavoring that?
I think we're just flavoring it. I think we're just
Okay.
flavoring this.
Because otherwise Rosie will like abandon all else, target, lock on, zoom, and Featherfall.
No, I think this is flavor, but your call.
Okay. I am happy to have it flavor because then I can firebolt this sucker again.
All right, give it to me. What'd you get?
That would be a 14.
Total?
Yes.
You do have determination. Everybody does right now.
Yes, I was just looking to try and see that. I would like to add my determination.
All right,
please,
that's
and
gonna
make that an
be a
18.
hit. Give me damage.
Find my d10s. That is. Dirty 20
Dirty.
for damage.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I said it that way. I was
I
just
was-
like, oh, this adds up to 20. Okay. Automatically
Perfect.
say dirty 20 when it adds
This
up
thing
that
is
way.
badly damaged. Blood is beginning to spiral around
Makes
it
dirty
like a
jokes
pinwheel.
while she like hits it for 20
yeah,
damage.
exactly. All right.
It's extra sooty fire.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
stinky.
All right. And Tana, what are you doing?
I think Tana's going to accelerate towards where Imogen's going, just in case some kind of an emergency happens. But we'll still Eldritch Blast this thing again. She has double range on these spells, so she can just blasticate from the moon, basically.
You can go get a coffee and then still be blasting.
21,
Hit.
a 18,
Hit.
and a 28. Christ.
Those are all hits. Please destroy me.
3, 7, 10. So 13 damage.
Total?
Yep.
All right. You didn't take Agonizing Blast, did you?
No, I didn't. She's not really a combat warlock.
Totally fine. You got plenty of use coming. All right, your blast. Fire into this thing, punching 3 more holes into it. And speaking of punching holes into it, Imogen, you have soared past this thing. What's your plan? Or not Imogen. Pardon me. Yeah, it was.
It was like, what? What's
Can I
happening?
do a verbal action as well?
Yes, you may.
Come on, Rosie, show me what she can do. What are the rest of you doing?
All right, and with that, there is going to be a blur of motion as you plummet downward. And suddenly, out from behind the rock that you saw that one Star Angler try to hide, the second one there lurches out, propelling itself forward, and as the first Star Angler prepares itself for another volley, the second one bites into its bloodied frame and begins eating it. The other one is going to let out a bit of a death knell because 3 bites are going to absolutely, yes, destroy this thing with 16 hit points to spare. Osric is going to look at that and look at Gaunt.
Holy shit.
Gaunt, what do you do?
So the one that was eating me
Is being eaten by its friend.
There's always a bigger fish.
I'm still going to hit it.
Okay. Hitting the new one?
Yeah, you know what? Let's hit the new one. New one, I'm going to bonus action cast Hex on it.
Okay.
Let's say strength checks, if that ever comes up, and then I will swipe at it twice. Let's see, 23 and 23.
Those are 2 hits.
All right. Let's get a couple of these. 18 damage for the first hit.
Okay, 18 damage.
23 for the second.
23 for the second. Beautiful. 2 slashes are going to pierce its form, and there will be a flash of light as Osric goes. Osric has a stroke apparently because I can't remember. What's the goddamn cantrip you always use? God.
Searing
Sacred Flame?
Sacred Flame. God. All right, there we go. My brain just stopped. It's been one of those days, guys.
Hey, when that happens.
Hey, when that happens, Sacred Flame, and he's going to hit him as well for a decent amount of damage. The Sacred Flame is going to start lighting up this thing's mouth as you're piercing holes in the side of it. Anything on your bonus actions? Or no, that was your hex. All right, top of the initiative, we have Lir'wen. Lir'wen, you have been floating past this thing, and you see that its friend that you spooked is now being attacked. What do you do?
Is the thing dead? The other one?
The first one is dead.
Alright, Lir'wen's gonna weirdly, I haven't used this in a while. Lir'wen's going to take out her longbow, notch a couple arrows, and take 2 attacks with her longbow.
Do it.
Pew! Snipe. Oh, the 6 is not probably gonna hit with my bonuses. 15, does that hit?
15 hits.
Oh, so the 15 hits, and I'm sure the nat 20 definitely hits.
The nat 20 definitely hits.
All right, Petu. These are just regular old arrows, not magical. So,
sounds good.
If that has any effect, that's piercing damage.
Give it to me.
And that is going to be. I can't math. 15 plus 10 is 25 points of piercing damage.
Okay, sounds wonderful. This thing is
And-
very badly wounded as you pump 2 arrows into it.
And then, my bonus action, I'm just gonna, just chill in the air, kind of try and float.
Beautiful. All right, Tana and Rosie. Imogen as well, but Imogen is continuing just to fall toward the planet. So I'm going to just put that there. Tana and Rosie, what would you like to do?
Go for it.
How much is left to shoot?
A decent amount of the second one, but you think you might be able to finish it off if both of you concentrate your fire.
Okay.
You
I'll
can
go
see...
shoot with a firebolt.
Sounds good. You can see bits of the bits of the star angler that was eaten by the second one are beginning to kind of like fall out of the wounds that have been punched through it.
They're not gonna fuck.
Did you get another nat 20? Get bent.
I did. It rolled off my hand into a nat 20. I don't know how.
You're making up for all the botches you did in Phandelver.
Oh God. Ugh.
So I think
And all
that
the books
in
they
this
had last
case,
Vecna.
in this case, Rosie is the fire and Imogen's the blender, so therefore people are falling out of the blender into the fire.
Yeah, out of the blender into the fire. Now, Rosie, were you taking that feat that I...
I was gonna switch to that, yes.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Give me damage.
$41.
41. How do you do it?
Pew pew.
There is an
And,
explosion of fire.
Just a nice
that-
little bolt of light.
and
Little
the,
spark of fire.
they say that space has the smell of burnt toast or slightly burnt popcorn. Well, now it has the smell of burnt fish as you charbroil these anglers. You continue to fall toward the planetoid below, moving through the nothingness of space.
Lir'wen's gonna try and help, right? Imogen?
You continue to fall, plummeting, making your way, and it's there that you see that the stony mass in front of you is absolutely not an asteroid, Imogen. You see, like the rest of them, that it is a lifeless, but once massive creature. Shattered ribs arch over the creature's mossy spine. The air crackles with decaying magic. And all of you will now see as you approach it that among the bones is a shipwreck of a large galleon broken into 3 large chunks. The stern castle nestled in the corpse's hip bones. The starboard section embedded in the rib cage, and the prow stabbed into the dead god's heart. Welcome to the Astral Sea and the wreck of the Lambent Zenith, which is where we're going to pick up next game here on Vecna, Eve of Ruin. Thank you so much for everybody who tuned in to watch this. Hey, nice. Astral Sea, let's have some fun. These things are so ugly, and I love them. I love them so much. We're ending a little early tonight.
Precious.
They're kind of precious.
They're good boys.
Right?
They're big boys, and we need to get Millie to bed because it is like almost 2 a.m. where you are, because the combat took an extra 10 minutes.
It is,
15
yeah.
minutes. But hey, thank you for tuning in. You guys are all amazing. Thank you for all of the raids that are here right now and that have come throughout the night. And of course, a big thank you to all of our patrons at patreon.com/dorktales. We have so many games happening this week, so please tune in. A big thank you to our patrons, our divine producer, my mom, our demonic producers, Precarious, Mysterium MK, and Sorcerer Sanguine, our wizards of the Patreon, Tammy the Forever Cleric, the Ink Goblin, and Karasha Urquhart. Soul Omen is our monster maker, and our High Council, as always, is Taryn, Dustin, Amberthus, Raven with Baubles, Chef Aladeth, Larouk, Mike Baxter, Iridian, Brian Kaler, and Nerdy Metal Gent. And there's so many more people on the Patreon. If you want to join them and get a bunch of additional content and perks, go to patreon.com/dorktales. And hey, if you're watching us for the first time on Twitch or YouTube, give us a follow or a subscribe. And last but not least, a big thank you to our sponsor, Bookworm Games. You guys are amazing, and so are you. Use code DorkTales to save 15%, and we will see you very shortly. We are back for the finale, probably, of Technocracy Zero Sum on Sunday night. I'm taking tomorrow off. There is no Planescape this weekend. That was a dirty lie, and I'm sorry I said it. But we're back with more Phandelver on Monday when we finally make it to Gibbet Crossing. And with that, we'll see you next time. Don't let any liches into your house. Good night, anybody. Or everybody.